This upcoming slideshow has to do with the power of growth mindset and grit. Over the next combination of slides, you'll understand what growth mindset and grit is, the research behind it, and how you can practice it and use it moving forward. Basically, growth mindset is just a mentality of thinking through staying positive in difficult times, understanding that challenges happen, and that with grit, the stick-to-itness to achieve and get things done. One of the lead researchers in growth mindset is Carol Dweck. Carol Dweck has done many different studies about the power growth mindset has not only in people but also in students and parents of all sorts. A lot of her research that she's done is about growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. In a growth mindset, people generally are more positive towards obstacles. They can think through things more clearly versus a fixed mindset where students or people have a difficult time of overcoming difficult tasks. Another researcher in this field is Angela Duckworth, who's done a lot of studies and research around grit and perseverance, and how she puts it to as stick-to-itness. She has found a lot of things that say and find that people who stick to things accomplish more. The big thing with grit is that a lot of times our expectation is this clear, clean, smooth transition, where in reality obstacles do arise and problems that come up, and that people and who have grit tend to overcome and achieve. Now, we all know that in a classroom, the perfect classroom is one where everybody's got the same needs, everyone has the same skills, strengths, next steps, but we all know that that's not a reality. And one of the best things that educators and people can do is, first off, understand that all students are different. All students have different strengths and next steps, but they all bring a talent to the table. And one of the biggest things that can really help them is having a growth mindset and grit to make the most out of any learning opportunity. And now, a lot of times with any challenge that comes up, the beauty of it, or what you're going to do, is so entertaining and so you want to do it until you actually look at the mountains and valleys that you have to overcome. Now, that can be very overwhelming for students and people in general. And that's why through giving them opportunity, they can learn and practice and figure out how to embrace a growth mindset and grit. And opportunity is one of the biggest things that they need. They need to have the chance to practice something, generally in the beginning in a controlled situation. Now, a lot of people understand that this problem generally happens, or the problem that exists is very daunting, and a lot of kids struggle with it. And the biggest thing we need to understand and maintain is that it's opportunity. And sometimes opportunities come disguised as difficulty. But giving kids practice is what's essential here. We give kids practice and time to understand math concepts and practice language arts, and growth mindset and grit is one of those very powerful practice opportunities to give kids a real life situational opportunity to understand. And one of the first things we want students to do is to just evaluate a situation. Is this a moment where it's not as large or is not as problematic as I may think? Or is this a situation that may right now be out of my control? And one of the things to help students with that is just to understand what is that freak out moment and what's this is calm. And one of the first things we can do with kids is have them understand that I can't versus I can try really helps our brain feel exercised. Just maintaining a growth mindset of I can try this will really help them come into a situation and try their best in it. Another thing is just having students reflect. Reflection is something that we all naturally do. We all naturally think of, what went really well? What did I struggle in? And in understanding that, and understanding the natural process of reflection, students can practice their growth mindset of what they can do different next time. Now, within grit practice, one of the first things that we can help with students and people in general is finding a purpose. Maybe they haven't identified that yet, or maybe they haven't understood what really makes them tick or drive, and helping them find that purpose really gives them that perseverance and grit to stick to things. And another way is to just share with students what it is to be a gritty person. A lot of times in history we've had examples of people who show grit, like Michael Jordan, who was cut from his high school basketball team. He overcame that obstacle and moved forward in a way that helped him be productive. And another way is to have SMART goals, so specific, measurable, assignable, relevant, time-based goals. These kind of SMART goals are helpful for students so that they can find a goal, make sure that they can actually achieve it, and take the necessary steps to get there and make sure it happens, as well as just understanding the power of yet. A lot of students, and especially in my line of work, I find are totally daunted by obstacles and challenge. And just knowing that I don't know this yet is a great way to help students understand that they just because of right now doesn't mean never. Now, in understanding this video, I hope you've come away with understanding what growth mindset and grit are, as well as some things that you can do with anyone to understand it and take some practices to brace that in your life as well.